morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. You know, I will never get nobody name up. They was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that the Maryland, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning. They said, we know you gonna put them hairstyles. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said, I am. I'm gonna put it up there. Now, one down go this Liddell or Candace, I'm not messing with it.
Rock cold.
But look who they said that was probably. You got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
He's attacking our whole national show. It ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest racer. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding him up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said, I said, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I laughing too, shit. But hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, oh, they trying to use stuff for content. I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I have wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video. And he was talking about, like in Chicago, when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But, and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed Stratton gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
And just like that, we here. What's up, Yogi?
What's happening, good people?
Had to run it back.
Friday. Yeah, $5 Friday. Let's not forget the tradition of 810 News Media Group. Pay the man Otis over here. To my left, maybe you're right. I don't know. But this man working hard out here. Hardest working man in Flint, Michigan right now, as far as we know, good people. So that's the least we can do is send them $5 for the call.
That's all.
That's it. And good morning, good people.
What it do? What's going on in them DC streets? Because you a native of DC.
Thank you for the proper introduction that I am. Foolery and bamboozlery still happening in these DC streets. That's what's going on. Ain't nothing changed. Maybe the faces. It's 2026 get ready to come up. So everybody abandoning ship. They want to be bigger and better. They couldn't even do what they need to do on the local level. Now they want to be in the big leagues. And I'm just like, this is crazy. But what's happening over there in those Flint streets, though?
I can't wait to come visit DC and enjoy myself. And you know what I'm saying? Nah, you know what it is in these streets here. It's diabolical. It's diabolical. Let me shout out to and everybody. Good morning to everybody in the chat. To Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis. Bringing my Gaddis clan, Allie Nicole Gaddis Rivers, First Lady Ashley Gaddis, Blake E. Gaddis in the building, Mama Gaddis, Erica Gaddis from Los Angeles, No Names, good morning, Common Sense, what it do? We even got the Way of Jesus Christ through Faith Church. I'm going to tell y'all better, whoever y'all believe in, you better call up on them. H-Sprag, the lovely Beverly Biggs leaving in the building. I ain't going, I wouldn't let you leave. Salty Shell. Elder Golden Child Sharp in the building. LaWanna Terry, Meat Freak in the building. Sandra Nichols Martin. We got Christy Combs. Everybody coming from DC. You know, I got my Georgia people, the lovely Sherry Allen. Just Meeting tapped in. Andre Holland, Georgia Boy, Terry Nixon, Concrete Jungle, Wanda Smith. Carolyn Hendricks, Felicia Martinez. That's part of my other Gaddis clan. Mark Hustler guy. You see where we at in Brooklyn. Tim's for my hooligans, you heard? Cicero in the building. We got Rose Gaddis coming from Seattle, Washington. The lovely Deborah Luna. And you see this person right here, don't you? Gaddis Brothers Barbershop, Los Angeles, you heard? Then we got Nubula, if I'm saying it right, /ZVO3 in the building. Shantae Rollins. That's that Chicago love, you heard? And it's my fellow 740 right here. This that T, you heard? Then we got Junior in the building, as we say, the preacher's son. Then we got Denise from Georgia. I told you my Georgia people was going to tap in. We got Eartha Logan. How you doing, beloved? And you see where Christy Coleman coming from, don't you? That's that DFW, you heard? And I ain't talking about WD-40 you put on your door neither. Hey, thank you, good brother Michael. Kanye's in the building. Mr. Classic done tapped in. Because y'all know it's just $5 Friday. I got a video I want to play, too. Let me keep it real with you. I got a video I want to play. I don't know if you can handle it.
Uh-oh. I might not.
Can y'all, I'm like this. Can you handle the truth?
You be bringing some thought-provoking videos to the forefront.
Nah, you just want me to lose my people.
Nah, I feel like the chat is with us. You know, they just
I believe they is too.
Man, everybody in this chat trying to just make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's all.
I know this thing ain't kicked in. I got like the worst. Hold on. I got the video for you. Oh, let me. I'm gonna mess that up. Let me put this thing in right quick. Yeah, we up on here. Let me come back. I gotta come up out of here. Why they ain't saying we on? Okay, there we go. I just had to find us, yo. You had to find us. Sapsuckers didn't want a song. My good brother Marcus Fielder then tapped in. You know, he coming from Fairfield. Some more of my Gaddis clan, Crystal Gaddis, Pastor Gaddis, baby sis. We got Connie in here, you heard. Then we got Marcia Tarbert always showing that love. More of my Gaddis clan, the Gaddis Mechanic Shop. I just hit that like button as y'all coming in because the views ain't matching the likes right now. I ain't gonna show the video I got. I got a damn good video I want to put up here for y'all.
I'm trying to tell you, I don't understand. They don't know you here, but since you here, you might as well hit the like button. Don't be a hater, you know.
Yeah, hit that like button.
Well, they might be hitting the downs button. I don't know. I heard it around here.
Did you hear that? Linda Flowers in the building. Tell them again, we trying to reach that 5K. It's free. Mickey's goal is 5K. I'm trying to get there. Okay, we got Sharisha Dumas in the building, and that's more the Gaddis clan. Annie Bugard, am I saying it right, Bugard? Thank you for tapping in, too. Yeah, Gaddis is deep in the chat. I need him. I need him here. Because I have been talking about, you know, what we have been going back and forth about. I mean, and it's rough. This video I want to play, I think we need to hear because I've been going back and forth talking about why we ain't got universal health care, why we, you know, far as these SNAP benefits, everything that's going on. Tasha Lynn, thank you for tapping in. I'm just trying to get y'all up till we get 100 or something. And we can break this video down. Then I'm gonna come with the video that you sent up here. I think a lot of people are gonna be mad at us this morning. Let me see who finna sponsor this show, because I think this show probably finna take us off the clip. But I gotta give a shout out to the lovely Felicia Martinez, because she only do it the right way, you heard? She said, Mickey's Roll Call is sponsored by Kentucky voters for complaining about not being able to vote on Tuesday. Secretary of State Adams has been calling for civic ed. The state is 32 in the U.S. voting next year.
Something just how you just said it.
Now they just not realizing this. Huh? Sideways, that's what I'm talking about. I'm feeling like that. You know, I'm feeling that from the Carolinas love us.
Hey, Georgia boy, me too. The G stands for Gaddis. This is the Gaddis
Grace and peace. Thank you for tapping in. But I'm saying, it, like a lot of these videos that we finna be highlighting and stuff, like especially the one you got, that was deep too. But it's like if we had these conversations, is people are they getting mad? What's up, Uncle Carl in the building?
Oh, it's now Uncle Cole now. It's official.
Yeah,
It's locked and secure.
Yeah, he finally tapped in. What's up, Unc? I was
Good
talking to
morning,
Uncle about 5 this morning. I woke him up.
Right.
Hey, Mickey Fire Girl. Hey, thank you for tapping in. I'm telling you that North Carolina love A10, Longwood, Georgia, Mississippi, New Orleans. You know, I'm trying to get all my people here, but let me just go ahead. I was trying to wait. Listen, sometimes the ones who miss it, come back and watch the replay because I'm telling you it's going to be good. What's up,
love
lovely
the replay gang, by the way. And it's $5 Friday. Let's remind you, let's pay the man. This man about to drop the tools, you know.
I mean, because we've been trying to Big Ann Gaddis and what's up, my brother Lummy tapped in. Big Ann Gaddis, good morning. Because we always had this problem, like why we don't have universal health care. And I think this might explain it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This ain't coming from Mickey. I hope this not no AI. Because like I told you, even AI, I'm looking at AI sideways. What's up, Ronald M? Thank you for tapping back in. Because it's like Michael Cooley, the good brother from Greenwood, Mississippi, didn't touch down. I'm trying everything. I'm just praying Stanley can put pressure on Davina now. We need to go with Stanley Wood, put pressure on Davina, because Davina don't even she don't listen to shit I say no more. Lummy say South Florida, Broward County checking in 954 at your door. And it is Raymond Stripling. Thank you for tapping in. Then we got Maze Lawn Care. Oh, look at Deborah Luna came with that $5 Friday. Said, setting it off. Y'all would rather deal with me with it because Winnie Pooh coming back this evening. Man, Hassan Pinchback, thank you for tapping in. Michael B. But I'm just saying, I don't want people to feel some type of way. This is things I have seen, but it kind of answers some of the questions. Okay, we got Canada tapping in. You see it, Jones Elizabeth Gaddis. The Gaddis. I can't wait till my Gaddis come in. I know they got some Gaddis clan in Africa. I can't wait till they come in. Then I can really say, you know what I'm saying? We're not just in Canada, but we's in the motherland. You heard?
I won't be surprised if we see them. We'll see our motherland folks.
We got some in Hawaii. Now they covered the 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
You see this? Phoenix?
You better know it all over the world.
I keep telling you, they got the United States covered. Shout out to Pop Gaddis and his crew for expanding y'all. But let me go ahead. Eleanor Wicker in the building. So I'm trying to wait for y'all to come on so we can have a conversation.
I can't keep the like button on. Is the managing wheel? Are they touching the like button? Don't be a hater.
Yeah, hit that like button. We got 71 on YouTube and we got 72 on YouTube and 6 on Facebook. Because I'm bringing Dr. Cammy to touch down because I'm giving y'all the Facebook and the YouTube. We had been on Facebook for a minute. All you could get us on was just strictly YouTube, but we would share the link to the Facebook. But right now, we on Facebook right now. I'm thinking about taking us to Instagram. But let me go ahead and start this day out white now. Might as well start the BS. Let Stanley Wood in the building. What up, Stanley? We got Otis Johnson. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I just like to see it. I don't know much about it. I just like to see it.
I'm Michigan. Go blue. We just was in Phoenix. We just crossed the line and went to Vegas. Reverend James West Jim Gaddis. Shout out to my Gaddis clan, Las Vegas, Nevada. Let me quit playing and holding the people up because I wanted y'all to get to 100. Maybe more might drop off after I play this right here. Who knows? But let me get this video going. Since y'all want to play with me, let me play with y'all.
Watch this video, and I'll be right back.
He published a book called Race Tendencies and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing Black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because Black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national healthcare system, it was the same thing. We don't want black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 47, same thing. Don't want black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to keep black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill, and that would.
I'm back, family. I can only play so much when they get to Carolyn Hendricks. Thank you for the $5 Friday. Keep it coming, A1. And we got Lil Mama, a.k.a. Naya Gaddis in the building. Yogi G, how you feel about that?
I was on mute for a second. I'm still trying to process what I just watched, what I just heard.
I just got you. It's on my page.
I mean,
what's up, JoJo Freeman?
It tracks, right? Are we surprised? A part of my ears is just like, of course, because I hear it now in 2025. 1912, you say? Is that what he said? 1912.
Yeah, but did you see he went through it? He went through the 12, the 20s, the 50s, and then I know he went up to FDR.
It reminds me of when my grandmother used to say, "Don't cut your nose to spite your face," right? And those deep Southerners know that means like if you willing to just like cut your own wrist to make sure that somebody else bleeds with you, that's crazy. That's insane. That's near borderline sociopathic behavior.
Compton in the house. What's up, Donnell, California boy Gaddis? And we had Trevor Lamont Gaddis and tapped in. I'm telling you, we got Durham. We got, like I said, the whole Carolinas levels.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. When you look at it, and now that's why you can kind of understand why they don't want universal health care. America, the only one that don't have universal health care. Everybody else got it. Western countries got it. Just here, they don't have it. I mean, just me said, are you surprised? Not really.
I'm not. It tracks. If you do a little reading, if you got some time to do so, and you're reading the right things, you'll know that this ain't new.
Yeah.
1912 is a long time from 2025, but it sounds the same to me. I don't know. I might be crazy. I don't know.
And that's why I see Mr. Thomas said that's what they do. They will suffer to keep us from having it. And to me, and that's what I'll be saying. It's that same mind state that's going on today. Because it's like I'll be trying to understand it, and that's why I went and pulled up Lyndon LBJ comments on what he said. Jimmy, thank you for tapping in from Boston, that is. And we got Matthew Gaddis in the building. But see, that's why I be saying what I'm saying. Like you trying to be rational with unrational people. That's why. What's up, King J Gaddis? Charlotte, North Carolina. The lovely Earth Rowan just hit us with that $20 super chat. It hit different on Fridays, you heard?
We appreciate you so much. So much.
Can do. And then you got Salty Chef. Look, capitalism has convinced every day, folks, that healthcare is communism. Remember, Mickey, buzzwords. Fact.
For sure.
You see, Worcester came in with the $5 Friday. That's the point that I be. Fact. See, that's the point that I be trying to get. Chicago Girls 87. Thank you for tapping in. See, that's the conversation that I'll be like, do people really understand how we are suffering? But it's like, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want people to go to the doctors. That's what is crazy. It's like, and like I said, I understood. But like, y'all, you really don't want to go to the doctor? Y'all all right with just being sick and just drop dead one day, not knowing what's wrong with you?
Mick, the crazy part to that, in addition to what you just said, is that it's a we thing, right? Like, even if the narrative is centered around it specifically because of Black people, why they can't get access to being taken care of like human beings. This is not just a Black thing. It's centered around the narrative that is because of us, not the fact that everybody is not getting access to this. I know that there are poor others, in addition to every other label other than Black, that are suffering with not having access to healthcare. That's crazy. That's what I would deem as cutting your nose to spite your face. You'd rather fight people that you think are the real reasons, or the billionaires are the ones that get to determine whether or not you are getting access to surgeries that's going to save your life, medication that's going to save your family member's life, even decent care. When you're talking about senior living homes, like rehabilitation spaces and things like that, they don't even have the decency for the money that you pay for your people to be in there to have a proper evacuation plan. And if you don't believe me, look at Katrina. There's a whole documentary on Netflix. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm just giving you some facts. If you don't believe what I'm telling you today about how universally we are all being screwed, take some time to get a visual of what it looks like for everybody to be up Schitt's Creek, because the people who really have power don't care about you and yours. I don't want to take over the space. Go ahead.
No. I was back here uploading your video. That's why I cut my camera off.
Word.
I didn't want to be looking down. Yeah.
I too, like Nick, I have to make it make sense, right? The experiences that I'm having here in the 202. And then also I like the view over into what's happening in other parts of town, because I don't like for people to tell me I'm crazy. I like to do a little read, and I'm a nerd like that. And so I came across this post like early this morning. And I was like, we were just talking about that. Like, where do you think that these people have gone from the 1912s, into the 1960s? And they felt so strongly enough that they would have their own children sitting by a bonfire while our people were like dangling like wind chimes.
Yeah, grace and peace. Thank you for the $5 Friday. Thank everybody, because y'all keep it where we don't have to sell out. 'Cause I've been trying to sell out, but I couldn't have these conversations on here if I sold out.
You gotta go, man.
Everybody that just came in, thank y'all for tapping in. And this ain't, like I say, I'm not trying to bring a broad picture on what's going on, but look at the stuff we going through right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to bring, why we able to do what we doing. But you can go finish explaining, because I got it already ready when you're ready to play. But you can go lead up to what's going on.
All I'm saying is that, to the point that was made earlier, are we surprised? And I just want to use my time off the Chitlin Circuit to remind people that we got the receipts about how people who are still existing today really feel about us as a whole. And if you look beyond the racism that's clearly there, and so we got a different experience to bring to what's happening in these streets from a Black lens. But then on top of that, you'll see that billionaires don't care about you. You just money to them, no matter what color you are or culture you are. They just have a different way of dealing with you. But I would like to propose to the chat some feelings about this video right here. Go ahead, brother Nick. Go ahead, play.
I got you.
Wait.
Okay. Hold up. I take it back.
I have to say this for those. It is 9:22 a.m. on my side of town, and if you feel some type of way about strong language, I'm behind in the bricks for a reason, and sometimes you just got to get it straight from what it is. So my apologies in advance. Please don't write any hate mail, and it still is $5 Friday. Okay, now you can go ahead and play.
Okay, well, I'm glad you got that straight. Let me get this together for you.
I may seem radical, but I was just early in the conversation where a lot of us were saying, oh, it's not that bad. It is that bad. They are still racist among us. The question that I have when we see the pictures from 1965, where did all the racists go? All the folks who was blocking Ruby Bridges from going to school in New Orleans, where did they go? Who were their children? What businesses do they run? What boards do they serve on? They didn't go away, they just learned to use new language.
Angry white people who are holding American flags, signs that say race mixing is communism, stop the race mixing. I don't want to sell my homes to niggers. I don't want my kids going to school with niggers. I'm against this idea that niggers and white people should be mixing. Does anyone know who this is right here? That is Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is the owner of what football team? Does anyone know?
Cowboys.
There you go. What jacket are you wearing?
Cowboys.
Oh, Oh, no, I'm not trying to guilt you. I'm not trying to guilt you. That's Jerry Jones. He's still alive today. So when you look at these photos and you see black and white and, oh, it's old, it's from a bygone era. It isn't. This is Donald Trump's generation. I've heard some people like ask this rhetorical question. If you look at all of these pictures in the past and you see all of these like angry white people and they're spitting on these kids and they're trying to racially segregate and they say, we don't want to race mix, and like, oh, where did they go? Well, the answer is they're politically conservative. Those are the conservatives. That's them. But then more importantly, regardless of the conservative politics, they're the old people today. So when you look at American society and we're seeing this like resurgence of white supremacy, like white supremacy from this so-called bygone era, where did that come from? Why is it resurging? Well, it turns out that these people actually are not dead and gone as much as we want to conveniently assume that they are. They're not. They've been here the entire time. Look at this guy, looks like he wants to hit this other dude right here. They go on to become doctors, lawyers, politicians, judges, people with power and influence. And now we're starting to see a resurgence of white supremacy in the era of Make America Great Again. There you go. So believe it or not, it's still with us today. This hasn't gone anywhere. So you have like large numbers of white people across America that are trying to find legally justifiable ways to resist racial integration. And maybe they won't win the fight tomorrow or the next day, but they're firmly committed to figuring out how they can continue to resist this at all costs.
I may seem
All right. I don't know. Nick, how you feel?
And here we are. I mean, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I'm not like people keep thinking. I see Clarice Gaddis Johnson, Canton, Mississippi. Everybody that just came in, thank y'all for tapping in. And that's what I'm saying. When you go look, see, we overlook because we keep pushing it to the side. People keep forgetting what was said about Luau Dean. I forgot who the GM was, but he was talking about, because Luau Dean, I think he's from one of the countries over on the continent of Africa. So when he was saying it, it was like they let that go. You know what I'm saying? It just let it go. Oh, that was a slip of the tongue. Even when you see this, even with them Republicans that got caught talking, what was that? They let their chat get out. When they was talking about black,
I know you're talking about, but that chat was wild. That chat was wild.
And the vice president, J.D. Vance, said, oh, them was kids. These was people that was in their 40s.
Kids.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's how they try to downplay it. And that's why I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I be saying, like, now when you can see it, that's what, as far as when you seeing kids being separated now, you know what I'm saying? When they calling them illegals, I've been saying it for the last 4 days. I watched one of Eddie Griffin clips when he was talking about they had deported 2 of the kids, right? Mm-hmm. He said kids. He didn't say teen, he said kids. He said if the kids were illegal, don't you think the parents were illegal? Then they can't find the kids. It's like you just got rid of the kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, well, and that's what I'm like, just go back and go look at the plantations when blacks was having kids. What was they doing? Selling them off.
It wasn't a thing. So my connection to that is that my aunt and another family member had recently got a visit from, I hope I'm telling the story correctly. If not, and then my family in the chat, please feel free to correct me. But as far as I know the story, I'll begin and start with a 15-year-old boy named Archie, who was sold for like $500 in the Carolinas. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little more, but I think it was $500. Mm-hmm. So to your point, like, you were just the equivalent to cattle.
Yeah.
And they had descendants that they taught that to. Like, your birthright, your lineage is to rule over people and to determine who gets to be able to be valued more than the other.
And T, I see what you're saying. That's why I put your comment up. Said I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm not in denial regarding Jerry's racist ways. But please don't think all these owners feel the same way. But my thing is not might all of them don't feel the same way, but too many of them do. And that's the thing. If it's 32 NFL teams and you got 4 against it, but you know what I'm saying? If they're not speaking out, they just bad as the other 28.
And then there's
You know
a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
levels to the whole experience about football, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about it. It's not like anybody is being participating in this sport by
Yeah.
gunpoint. The motivation is money, right? We have a clear understanding of that. But it is a
My
barbaric
bad, Chief.
sport,
Yeah.
right? It's a barbaric sport, and there's a lot of people their bodies literally are not sustaining. You know, they got concussions and all kinds of things for money, right? But
Mhm.
you know who's not doing that sacrifice? Those owners.
Yeah.
Those owners are not making those kind of sacrifices. And then it's what they're doing with their money in addition to owning football teams. That's the problem.
No, if you go look at it, look how they did. What's the quarterback that's with Cleveland? He was with Houston, though. Deshaun Watson. Look how they did Deshaun Watson. The owner played the games and all the charges was dropped. So my thing is this: why you don't have? I'm just like I said. I'm to me, it's just like when you see okay, better I even go. Just think about Times Square when they used to have an auction for blacks. It's no different than when you look at the NFL draft. How they be looking at them guys. It's no different. It's no different. That's why I tell people, you know, I haven't read, you know, I done seen some of it, but go read the book, The $40 Million Slave. And you will understand why you think when Donald Sterling said, when he said what he said, who had the Clippers, and you know what they gave him? We're going to go and give you $2 billion to go away. But he said some truth, even though it was wild, but he was speaking truth. We might didn't like it when he was saying what he was saying, and plus it was coming from a you know, from a hateful way, and plus he was hurt that his woman was dealing with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? He dealt with a melanin woman, and then got mad. That's what I'm saying. It was his sucker stroking told his truth. You know what I'm saying? His sucker stroking told his truth. You know, and that's what I'm like when you seeing that I'll give another example. Just think what happened down in Mississippi about the boy being hung. Now we finding out, but remember the police came out and said it was the police said it was it wasn't no foul play. Now we finding out not just, but you was finding out it was foul play going on, and it's like look how they brushed it to the side. But guess who? Probably the sheriff. Guess who probably the you know what I'm saying, the attorney, the district DA, like all of them people ain't went nowhere.
The good old boys. That's what I heard referred to them to as, like the good old boys, right?
Yeah.
And once again, it's not to say that everybody feels the same way about the things that we're talking about or the views that have been expressed today, but the majority does. The policy that they put forth reflects that they feel these ways of old. That's why we're talking about it today.
Because what happened, Yogi? What they say? Remember when Colin Kaepernick, NFL not political. When it happened to CK, they forgot they weren't in political. No. But it really wasn't that it was political. They weren't gonna go against, like they thing was him kneeling for what had happened to somebody black. That just showed you what it is.
Because then you have to admit what side of the line you're on, and that messes with the bag. And at the end of the day, they have a certain lifestyle that they want to maintain for themselves and their family members and their friends, the FBI. And as long as that is existing, it's you over me any day. But they can only do that if they had the money to do so. And that's where you get a lot of these different boycotts and things that are coming up from different people trying to make change in spaces where they get their money at, especially when it's at the expense of the people, like this shutdown that's happening right now. My
But,
humble opinion. Go
but,
ahead.
but what's crazy with the shutdown is these people are partying, eating, while the regular folks worrying about where their meal gonna come from. And don't nobody see nothing wrong with that. We seeing these food lines long as hell. When really the ones at the top can easily say, look, the government, Trump can open the government up if he really came with a solid deal. Like, look, we're going to do this we're going to get the people health care. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to be better yet, say we is going to be in the shutdown. We're going to fund 100%. We're going to fund SNAP. You know what I'm saying? He could tell them federal workers, look, y'all come back, we're going to pay y'all. Why would you want to see people hurting? Then he just have a party when they just partying at Mar-a-Lago. T, I believe you. But I'm just saying, but see, that's where the rich mind is at. Facts, Carolyn, but they have money to give other countries. That's what is so crazy. But you will still have, you know what I'm saying? My thing is when they study saying that, because I watched something with Charlemagne. I'm going to pull that up where Charlemagne was telling them to open up the government. Can you hold it for a second? Let me just hold it down, Yogi.
I hear you. If you ever worked in these plants, it's not like modern day slavery. They have money to give to other countries. Yep, that's true. That's how they make their biggest bang and bucks. That's why war is important, because it keeps the money flowing. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm hoping that y'all remember that it's $5 Friday, and that Otis deserves the right to be able to produce a hell of a show. And so he can only do that if you are, 1, liking the show, 2, sharing the show, and 3, hitting that Cash App or hitting that $5 Friday button, the super sticker. However you do that, let's make sure that we hold Otis down, which in turn keeps me off the chitlin circuit. So I appreciate you so much.
I'm trying to pull it up right now where Charlemagne just made a fool of himself. Oh, here we go. I'm trying to. It was a long one. Man, here we go.
Oh, man. I was just ready to talk about that Raw and Uncut 2.0. He said, I hear, he or she, sorry, I don't want to assume. I hear about Trump and his new thing is Trump RX, that you can get Olympic pins for cheap. I think it's what, Ozempic, right? Because that press conference was wild. I had to see if it was AI because he was lining his own boys up, asking them had they taken the shot yet because they was fat. What did they call it? The Fat Shot Conference or something like that. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. If y'all don't believe me, just y'all heard it, y'all see it in the chat. But y'all make sure y'all check that little ditty out. Because sometimes I know we don't want to hear it. We don't want to see what that reality that this is really your president, not mine, but maybe our president. Check out some of his press conferences. It's happening all the time. Because they're not hiding how they feel. They're not hiding what they're doing. So, I mean, you might as well join the rest of us and just tap in. I apologize. I don't have control of the keys, so I can't put y'all comment up, but I can read those.
I'm back now. I think I shot it to myself. I'm back now. Hot dang it.
Word, because Michelle Merritt had a lot to say. She said Trump doesn't care. He has all 12 characteristics of a narcissist, my bad. I added a couple of letters, listed in PDQR10. Whoa. He doesn't have the ability to care. I don't know what those letters represent, but I'm sure I agree. If it means that they don't care about how they viewed or how they, not even themselves, are looking at them ankles, that's a tough feat. Here in, who's the Sweetheart Shell? Here in St. Louis, I saw a line around the building at this food pantry and put in the street. Yeah, I've been seeing a couple of spaces where they are still trying to help feed the people. It was a brother in his organization, and this brother was literally in tears because he couldn't meet the need. There's so many people out there in that long line trying to still get food. Like I said, here in DC, they found they always have a way of finding magic money. And you won't hear me say much about our mayor and how I feel about her in a good way. But I can say that the people who were relying on SNAP benefits got one more month because of King Bow Wow. But I know other spaces is definitely hard, and hopefully we'll see something come out of it. I know Mick got the video queued up.
You ready?
I'm ready. Hit it.
Now, I got this from Just a Confused Brit. Now, now this guy got his own page, but this one, because he the one clipped it. So let me play this for y'all and show you where the mind state of people is at right here. This is why you don't need rich people talking for you.
Premiums have already gone up. They're set for the year. Democrats, we appreciate the effort, but isn't it time to reopen the government?
I mean, who's in charge of the government?
Republicans, but you still need those 8 Democrat votes to vote.
Yeah, because of the filibuster. They now want to get rid of, by the way.
Yeah.
Having spent years saying...
And by the way, I don't care who's responsible for it. It's a bipartisan. It's going to take a bipartisan effort. But isn't it time to reopen the government?
Yeah, of course it's time to reopen the government. But the Republicans in charge of the government. You cannot
but
have
they still need those 8 Democratic votes.
But you cannot have a political system that always relies on only the Democratic Party being the responsible party. You just can't. America cannot survive. We've created, it's like having toddlers, right? The Republican Party are a bunch of toddlers, and everyone else has to be the adults in the room. And that cannot continue indefinitely. And at some point, I'm glad Democrats have drawn a line, even with Schumer and Jeffries, where they're saying, you know what? It's up to Republicans to govern responsibly. It's up to Republicans to stick to their pledges.
But we know they can't.
But there you go. That's the problem.
But we know they can't. The reason I say it,
with the greatest respect, my friend, you're part of the problem. You can't say we know they can't, because that immediately gives Republicans a pass and puts the entire American democracy, American government, American economy only in the hands of one party should have to deal with it.
I agree, but we know Republicans aren't going to do the right thing. Rent is due. You know, they're talking about cutting SNAP benefits. People got child care to pay, light bill, car notes. We need groceries. We need the Democrats to say, okay, we know y'all not going to give us no concessions. We fought the good fight. We're going to vote to reopen the government.
The problem with that argument is, if you're worried about human suffering, the counter argument is that reopening the government on Republican terms increases human suffering.
Yes, but the election's in 2026. So now you can say Republicans are responsible for your human suffering. Republicans are the reason you got high health care. So let's change this in 2026.
I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but a lot of the stuff that Trump did in the big, beautiful bill, all the horrific stuff, they very smartly delayed that till after the midterms kick in.
The premiums already kicked in.
The premiums, a lot of the pain. So look, there's a strategic argument for doing what you're saying. I don't believe, I've been around long enough to know that this always ends with the Republicans benefiting from Democrats rolling over, and I'm glad to see Democrats not rolling over. Now,
I'm with you, but it's hard to see all this human suffering.
I agree, but human suffering cuts both ways.
These food banks are so, the lines of the food banks are so long.
100%.
You know, we got government workers calling up here every day.
But the fact but the fact that you and I are talking about Democrats and not Donald Trump starving Americans and saying, he said at the weekend, he goes, I will not, a court, let's just be very clear, a court has said he must release the funds to pay for SNAP. And he said, I'm not going to do it.
That's crazy.
That should be the conversation. It's not, should Democrats open the government?
We back.
First and foremost, Charlamagne is questionable. Anybody that's taking him as the lead in how they...
Who put that comment up like that?
Which one?
That we'd stop holding money for the Now, but see, that's the point. See, that's why I put that video up. Now they telling you already seeing that big beautiful bill. That big beautiful bill, them cuts is coming. But and that's why all that wait to 2026. That's why I'm sitting up there. The point that I'm making is that I know who you is, Jason. We the people. I just was wondering who was playing behind the background, putting stuff up. I'm just looking at it. That's why I wouldn't have nobody like them. To be honest with you, playing that game, Charlamagne, the guy speaking for me, he got money. He not worrying about no food.
That's
he
what
not
I
understanding.
You're not even suffering. Not even the people that's closest to you live this lifestyle that you sitting here thinking you advocating for. right? The point of the matter is that it's a game that's being played, especially around media's narrative and what people think the cause of why we're in this predicament now is. Yeah, and people are still, if you really want to be real, people are not clear about why we're even in the space that we're in right now.
Yeah, let me answer this. Let me answer this with Jason. Jason, no, I keep hearing you saying go take it back. The difference is what happened with January 6th. They got out. Blacks go do something like this. I don't know, like where at. And if you want me to show you being revisionist history, they not gonna come after how they came after January 6th. Them people all got out. You know how many blacks they didn't kill who was just trying to educate? See, that's the problem. I know who it was. I was talking about putting the comments up. I already know what's going on. That's just like with this thing with President Trump is in power right now. Why won't say that let me go ahead and fund the SNAP benefits 100%? You ain't got to put that on the Democrats. Black Lives Matter. Did they storm the Capitol, Jason? Did they storm the Capitol? That's all I want to know. Did they storm the Capitol? And then let's go see who's the ones funding Black Lives Matter. But I can tell you the Black Panthers, they disseminated their asses. You want me to bring up some more other groups that they did? We still got people from that just for trying to educate the blacks. Come on now, Jason.
And then it's not even it's to talk about also the sacrifices that happened behind the scenes that weren't public narrative.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a real thing why Black people once again are not on the forefront of this particular fight amongst American citizens.
Mm-hmm.
More specifically, white American citizens. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the charge for a certain population of people to go and take things back and go play with the guns and everything like that, that's noble, because that is what's needed. And our people have done it decades after decades.
You from DC? You a DC native? Did Black Lives Matter burn DC down? Because I'm said no, they burned DC 2 years prior. Because you from DC. Did Black Lives Matter burn DC down?
Black Lives Matter, not to my knowledge, they didn't come and burn anything down.
Yeah, no, Jason, I'm just putting this up. I'm just telling you. I'm just trying to see that they, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out where did they burn DC down at. Now, I don't want to just throw stuff out there and they ain't burn DC down. But what I'm telling you, what happened on January 6th, it was stormed. The Capitol was stormed. And them people got out. Didn't no people get shot up or none of that. I'm just telling you. This ain't
agreeing. So we are the power, right?
Yeah.
Have to move the conversation for the day along. What we can agree on is that it's a collective effort for everybody to move things forward, and that there are things that you got to just take it up with history and learn moving forward, how to strategize better and how to be more aware that there are certain players on the board. Period. You can argue about Black Lives Matter and what the outcome was. There's a lot of things narrative-wise that happened to disrupt the movement that was happening around Black Lives Matter, and certainly the chessboard has changed. I'm
gonna be honest with you, Jason. I'm not telling you who, if a person supposed to hate, who not to hate. What I'm talking about is, and yes, you was there January 6th, but I'm telling you. But who was doing the divide and conquer? See, that's the question you got to ask. It ain't me doing the divide and conquer. I'm just telling you. You said I was. Hey, listen, Jason. Yeah, I recorded for Black Lives Matter, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything Black Lives Matter, but I don't even really. Why was Black Lives Matter started? That should be the question. Why was it started? Was it something going on that it had to start?
Hey, Mickey.
Yeah.
The man made a false claim on here, so I'm going to just put out the truth, and then I'm going to jump right off. All right, so Yolanda, you already know the answer to this, what he's talking about. So, can you talk to the people, and then I'm going to jump off, about what happened to that church in D.C. with the Proud Boys? Talk about that, and then I'm going to jump back on.
Oh, I was telling Anna about this church that I plan to check out, where the pastor and the church got together when they had that Proud Boys protest, so they were marching through the streets of DC and they destroyed a Black Lives Matter sign in front of the church and vandalized the church. And so instead of, they set fire to the sign and everything like that. So the Proud Boys, the church ended up suing the Proud Boys for the copyrights to their brand. So now any of the shirts, anything that has the Proud Boys on it are now property of the church, the way I understand it. So that's what I know of someone burning anything in DC. When I think of burning, I'm thinking of like how when King was assassinated and we had all those mass, I wasn't here for it clearly, but you know, historically, we had a lot of looting. We had a lot of people were expressing themselves through like showing that they were tired of the system and things like that. But nothing of that caliber happened here in DC to my knowledge.
Yeah, and that's like what happened out in LA during the riots. Yeah, they went in looting, but hot damn, did you see the way Rodney King took an ass whooping? We keep forgetting like this certain stuff that's going on. My thing is like this, Jason. It ain't, because you know what I'm saying. My thing is this. My thing is this. We shouldn't have to see this study going on in 2025. We just got that a young brother was hung in Mississippi. Come to find out, hung in Mississippi. After this happened, after the CK incident happened. And that had nothing to do with black folks. But look how the black colleges started getting the death threats. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff we talking about. If Black America had nothing to do with that. And the rhetoric that he was putting out there, and that's the same thing with what's the president? Who was the vice president that just died? Dick Cheney. I'm sitting up here watching these people, you know what I'm saying, being proud. But if you go check Dick Cheney history, but then I have to understand it. I'll be like, you know what? He has, you know, it's people who like him. It's a society of America that do like him. But when I gotta see how these blacks go up here, oh, he was a good person, all this, I just be like, damn.
So, Mick, maybe explain it to the people why you feel so passionate about people understanding that these things still exist is important. Will help them understand that you're not just trying to blame, you're trying to highlight, right?
And I don't knock what white. I feel it's more bad on us, to be honest with you. I feel we should be stopping a lot of the BS that's going on. Brother Robert's been coming on here and said, let's boycott the NFL, let's boycott the NBA. We see all the stuff that they doing.
Yeah,
we see all the stuff that they doing.
And to be honest,
seeing it.
I mean, to be honest, a lot of the stuff that has been reviewed over on the different shows that you put forth, Mick, are connecting dots on what's happening. We have been brainwashed to think that we were equal in a society where historically we were never equal, and we're starting to be reminded that we will never be considered equal by those who still exist from those times when they were younger, like Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
To the time of now, that Jerry Jones still exists, and he got family members that he's been having private conversations with and sitting at dinners talking about how they hate the hard ERs and their views on the poor. And these children are now taking over the mantle of those same people who feel that way. It's not that hard to make the connection. And you can't convince people who are risking it all by watching your children, your sons, your daughters, and all these people be violated and not supported in law time and time again. Do you know how much racism I've dealt with from Black people, and I don't care, and hold everyone accountable, just the idiots.
This what I want to say to you, Jason. Was it okay now? Could you not go move in them neighborhoods? Was the police pulling you over? Did your parents have to tell you? Now, what you might have ran into some blacks that was, you know, you're gonna find that in both sides. But could you not go around and move around in the city? Because it's things called sundown towns. You know what I'm saying? Just think about a kid, because you might have been around. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna lie. You had white boys that grew up in the hood that grew up around blacks. but they understood what it was. You've been called, but look at the word. You can go on TV and say that you can say nigga all day. You can say that all day. We can sit up here. We talking about somebody being hung in 2025, and that what we. You want me to pull up the 100 years of lynching? Matter of fact, let's even go back to this, Jason. Do you have to tell your kid if you got to worry about if they get called over? Let's just say you ran into some ignorant people, but can you? Has you been denied where you can't move in this area? Have you been denied that? Do you have to worry about if you riding on Grand Blanc on Davidson or Flushing, if they see you, they gonna pull you over? Then the extra shit you might have to go through. But you ran into some people that was just being some assholes. You know. I mean, we can. You can even go look. Listen, we doing stuff. I'll give you a better example. Somebody was just telling me today. Did y'all know it was some white quarterbacks that got caught with drugs, right? You know the news ain't been talking about it. Let's just go with this NBA. Let's go with the NBA. Who is the face of this gambling stuff that's going on? You ain't seen one white person that they pulled across them cameras or the news. They got everybody thinking that them black boys is the ones who created this whole thing. Let's just be honest. I'm just telling you. I mean, and probably the one, like I said, you might have ran into some people that's just were growing up. What you think black kids go through in an all predominantly white school? How you think they getting dogged out?
I think it's just bad all the way around, man.
Yeah,
they just got different levels of how they deal with us, especially when I remember the story I watched once again. I implore you, if you're not familiar with the past because you either live in it or you heard it or you still in it, they got receipts. And I know that there were people who were down for the cause too. They got the brakes beat off of them, you know, and they were experiencing it just like we was experiencing it too. But it was a lot fewer than the ones that sat and watched it happen and were okay as long as they were okay with it happening. And those are the ones we talking about. Those are the ones we want people to remember existed and still exist. And those are the ones that we're talking about. Now, Jason, listen, I think I remember you. You know, we get it that down for the cause, and you know, like you rock with the side of justice and people with equality, but we're talking about people who don't feel the way that you do, sir. That's what we're talking about today in this conversation, and we appreciate you joining the fight with us to highlight that there are some effed up people in many different spaces, and we need to be on high alert everywhere we go. So, what else you got lined up, Nick? You got any other videos or discussions?
No. I was just looking with. Hey, but Jason, let me tell you about. I get that in Mount Morris, but do you know it was a time blacks couldn't even live in Beecher? It wasn't till that tornado hit. It had only hit
the color of law, right? The color of law.
Yeah, I'm just saying it was a time when blacks couldn't even move. I know a lot of people might have didn't like what Brother Roberts was saying. You said black. They said it's how white people die in the civil war as well, and black folks hate me as well. What black folks hate you, Jason?
What you do to them people, Jason?
Yeah, what was the Civil War fought about? Because it wasn't about freeing no slaves. We can put that to rest right there. So let's please don't be no revisionist, Jason. Because we can. Oh, I'm saying we can put it up. Yeah, but I
got a video.
Go ahead.
Hold on, keep talking. I'm about to put a video up.
Way before your time, you 43. Yeah, it might be, but it is what it is. It's still existing. When did you know I can go to jail? I mean, we both can go to court, probably create the same crime. I might get time. You might get probation. Let's be honest on that.
Is, quote, a militarist anarchist enterprise that explicitly calls for the overthrow of the United States government, law enforcement authorities, and our system of law. And the wild part, they say that with a straight face. all while ignoring the people that are really trying to overthrow democracy right in front of our faces. So let's break that down, right? Let's break down the whole thing. They said Antifa, which literally means anti-fascist, wants to overthrow the government. But fascism is when a government becomes authoritarian, controls dissent, and punishes resistance. So if you're anti-fascist and the government calls you a terrorist, that says more about the government than it does you. This isn't about safety, it's about optics. It's the same playbook they used during COINTELPRO. Take movements for justice and rebrand them as violent, unhinged, or anti-American. They did it to the Black Panthers. They did it to anti-war protesters. And now they're doing it to anyone who refuses to smile while this country slides straight into authoritarianism. Because labeling resistance as terrorism is how power protects itself. So here's what fascism really looks like. It's not flags and dictators in other countries. It's banning books about race and gender. It's punishing teachers for telling the truth. It's threatening journalists, criminalizing protest, and calling that law and order. That's fascism right here, right now. And the people fighting against that, they're the ones the White House just called a terror threat. They want you to believe that fascism only exists in history books. But fascism evolves, just like anything else. It learns your language, wears your flag, and calls itself patriotic. And every time someone fights back, this country finds a new word for them. Radical, agitator, domestic extremist. It's not new, it is branding. The White House says that Antifa is a militarist anarchist enterprise that wants to destroy America. But what's more dangerous? The people fighting fascism, or the people so comfortable with it they're labeling anti-fascism as a crime? Because if being against fascism makes you a threat to the system, then maybe it's time to ask what kind of system we're living in.
Uh-oh, we got action. That's what I should have titled the show today. We got action.
I like how she just came and dropped it in and then left us with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, I didn't see that video. I shouldn't have did that. But I did want to say to Jason, do you know we can go? I get it. It's before your time. That's why that video was played earlier, was saying, where did the people go? Jerry Jones is an NFL owner. We got some people, and people not even paying attention. They not even going after Klan this hard that they going at. Do you know, Jason, it was a time we would be killed for even trying to know how to read? For knowing how to read. Listen, my thing is, they for knowing how to read, Jason. That's wicked. For knowing how to read, you can get took out. Let me show me where we burnt down. Like I said, do we gotta go back? Dude, you had Sonny Houston from The View. From The View. Sonny Houston from The View said she had to go talk. And this woman got money. She had to go tell the police this is her son training for the Olympic. This in 2025. But you know what that's telling me? What neighborhood you living in? But Jason, they wouldn't have to be taught if you would have let them. Believe me, it was ones who knew how to read. But why would you want to keep a people dumb? That's the question. Who wanted to keep the people dumb? That's what I'm talking about, racism. When you can't even move in a certain neighborhood. And we hearing all of this, the Republicans, this and that. Do you want me to put the quote back up from Lyndon Johnson again? Because you saying, that ain't the blacks treating it, if you saying the poor whites like that. That ain't nothing. I'll give you another one. You remember Ben Roethlisberger, NFL quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers? He went and allegedly violated a woman. But then nothing happened to him. The NFL ain't run that thing through there like that. I just told you earlier, allegedly, 3 white quarterbacks got caught with drugs. They ain't went across the news. But when that stuff, I'm not telling you who to hate and not who to hate. Hate ain't going to get us nowhere. That ain't going to get you nowhere. That's why we divided, because we hate. You supposed to be able to sit down and meet people and have a conversation. Why the conversation? This is what I want to look at. Why y'all not pressing? And hey, listen, President, open up fund to SNAP. At the end of the day, fund to SNAP. Do you know who stripped Medicaid? That wasn't Democrats who stripped Medicaid. That was Republicans. The ACA, the Affordable Care Act. But you know what they name it? Obamacare. But at the end of the day, what was the Republican plan at?
I think we could all agree. Uncle Cole said, "Put it up, Mickey."
Go for it. This answer the question.
I think that we all can agree that either way, once again, left wing, right wing, same damn bird. We all getting screwed in the end when it comes to certain levels of wealth. And then they add classism, and then they add racism, and every other ism that's going to divide the people, hide the hand like David Copperfield, to show that it all ends with the big middle finger to the people. So, like, we can sit here and argue amongst each other about whose mammy taught who to read and whose great mammy ran the Underground Railroad. The fact of the matter is, right now, we're all being screwed in a major way. And our point of this whole thing of being on the podcast is to remind people that it is your charge, your plan of accountability of calling yourself a U.S. citizen to, one, educate yourself about the laws of the land that you want to claim. And then in between, educate yourself about how they feel, about how you feel about your rights. And for Black people, not to go back down that lane, but for Black people, we're only reminding our people that we got the receipts to know how they feel about when we feel entitled to what we deem to be our rights. And we got to come up with a plan of action on how not to lose more bodies, lose more of our children, be more unified as a community so we can show up and do a unified fight like Civil War times, because that's what you needed, all parties included, to stand behind the idea of democracy or unified community, to be able to come in and rectify the billionaires trying to use us like puppets. Period. And for those in the other community who don't believe that how their own people feel about them, this is why we are using Lyndon B. Johnson's comment to remind you of your charge of making sure that you hold your people accountable, because they feel like that if you don't have a certain kind of bag to bring to the jam, you are dumb. And we know that's not true, because look who our president is. Wait, take that back. Look who your president is, not mine. So, like, I mean, what we doing here? Mick, you looking for the quote, or you just giving me my shine? Because I've said what I've said. Period. I work with all kinds of people. Red, yellow, whatever. Listen, if you can agree that we are all human beings and that we need access to the things that are going to make us sustainable without people dictating how we live in, toxifying what the conditions that we're living in. We don't even have clean water across the board. We don't have access to clean air. After we're going to be selling this on Amazon gas masks.
My whole camera had went out. But go ahead. I'm
just saying, like, it's very clear and evident that racism has been a problem, a divide in America. And I would argue it's in other spaces, because if you come outside of the box of you being an American citizen, you will understand that we got a bigger problem. They really hate us because of who we are before we even get to show who we are. That's problematic.
I found it. I got you right now, Jason. This will answer your question, Jason. This ain't nothing that Mickey said. Let me put this up here for you. Because, I mean, when I do this, then people get, you know what I'm saying? This ain't, I want to find this quote for you, Jason. I'll blow it up for you. This ain't what Mickey said. Let me just say, this is one of your presidents. This LBJ, the legend himself. LBJ once was asked why poor white Republicans repeatedly vote against their own best interests. And this was his response. If you could convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't know you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him someone to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. You can't. I mean, I don't know what other way better to say it. Like, hold on, let me do this right. I don't know what other better way to say it, Jason. But this ain't what we wanted to do. This is just what's being presented to us.
But at this point, they looking like a snake eating their own tail. That's what Tracy Jones said.
Yeah, this ain't us. I'm just saying, when you saying that this ain't us, they said they look at Ashada Shakur. They labeled her a terrorist. They labeled her a terrorist. We forget about COINTELPRO, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I'm just telling you, you're not being stopped so you can move through America how you want to move. You can move through this thing how you want to move. Even with us coming on saying some of the stuff we gonna say, guess who get offended? Who is the people trying to erase history, want to take racism out, want to take what was going on? Who the one, why only our history stuff? Matter of fact, do you know how much black history is in the school system? They want to tell us we come from the jungles. I mean, let's just be honest. That's just like when we got here. You want to see another day that America show you how separated it really is? Go to church on Sunday. No, but you know what? We the people. I've been hollering at Margaret Sanger. I've been hollering about the Democrats as far as that 94 crime bill. I've been said that. This ain't nothing new. But see, these are the crimes we've been having. Why is Flint still poison? Because it's a predominantly black city. And that's where the poor white folks get caught up into that. You know what Melissa Mays told me, who gave her hardest fight? Oh, she didn't say it was the uppity black. She said it was the whites over in that 8th ward.
You know, let me just jump in right quick because it made me think about something. I might have a little ADHD, so pardon my intrusion on such a powerful speech. But it made me think about something I saw on social media. It's these guys, right? Like every now and then, I like to get away from all the heavy conversations and stuff, like such as this. And it is these young men who go around to these what they call abandoned neighborhoods, like they're abandoned communities, like real life, got malls and everything like that, houses and stuff, and they go through all these places. It's really eerie to see. But I think that is a powerful, maybe why I like it, because it's a powerful visual and reminder that even when they don't even have plans for the land, it is just about them having the power of having the land and being able to say when, where, and what you can create on this particular space. You know, like, so once again, it's not truly to agitate for a moment like this, because we only got a few more minutes to like be in this space on this Good Friday. And what a reminder that it's $5 Friday, good people. We're not talking for our health. We out here struggling too. And it takes a lot to get you these conversations and give you something to think about as you go out throughout the day. But I'm just saying that, like, these people will cut their nose to spite their face. They don't care. And to the point in the chat, Raphael Bird, I want to make sure that you know that I saw you while Otis was teaching and preaching to the people that, yes, at the end of the day, we are all tax dollars. We are money. We are currency. In my opinion, this is why you're born with a birth certificate. You're literally tagged and bagged as you come out into the world. And you attract from that point on. And every moment from the time that you open your eyes to the time you close it, you are currency. You are currency. Time is money. You got to pay to play. All of these wonderful sayings that we know have been passed down no matter what color you represent. You have heard these terminologies at one point in your life before. It is not for now. It didn't just come out in thin air. These are not just witty things that people have put out there. These are actual statements of the reality that we're in. You got people that are in control that could care less whether you can eat, sleep, shit, or bathe. They just want to control how you do it so that they can continue to do the things that they want to do. And they're not even satisfied with the fact that we don't even consider wealth in the way that they consider wealth. And all honestly, we're asking is that, one, you treat us like equal human beings, not 3/5 of a goddamn human being. I'm a whole. My sons are whole. Mick is whole. Honest whole. Brother Elliot's whole. Winston's is whole. We are real people with real emotions, real love. And we all have conceded to the fact that in this capitalistic society, the proper thing to do is to educate people on how to buy into a system that we understand is hurting us. But now we're saying you're going too goddamn far. You're cutting your nose to spite your face. These millionaires are taking trips around the goddamn sun trying to figure out what planet they can go on and do it to it next. Why they leave us behind. And they keep us blinded with movies so that we will think that it's all an illusion. But these movies are real. Hunger Games, Insurgent, Divergent. How many times these people got to give you a visual of what they really want to do to us? While we sit here going back and forth about who did it the worst. What? Are you crazy?
And I was gonna say this, everything you just said, the war. Yeah, I know all that you just put down, Jason. But who is the people that's running it? When you said all these are like who is the people that's running it? Who is the people that's running it? That's all I'm trying to figure out. Who is the people that's running it? Everything that you just said. Who is saying useful, but who is the people that's telling y'all useful eaters too? Who is the ones that if I look at Congress, if we go look at the picture of Congress, y'all, you see when the Republicans got mad on January 6th, they went and stormed the Capitol. You know why we be marching? We be marching just to be able to be like Yogi G said. We don't want to be considered 3/5. But who is the people that said we was 3/5? As Carol Kincaid said. I sure will.
They say you're not putting up the comments. They don't feel included, Mick.
Who?
Brother Jason, you got some people in our chat block. I don't know why, but they want to be a part of the conversation.
They said, but who is the people? That's my thing. Ain't none of them that you said is black. When you bring that up, ain't none of the stuff that you should. Thank you, Connie, for becoming a member. Ain't none of them black.
They might have made the 13th Amendment, but they ain't done well in implementation. We've only come a little bit of ways, but that was only so they could start justifying putting our gatekeepers up.
Right. When you talk about the World Health Economic Forum, who run that?
We got a birthday in the chat. Wait a minute. Stop the brakes. Happy birthday, Miss Kincaid.
Happy birthday, Miss K. And yes, and it's oh my God. Oh, Miss Claire McClinton's birthday today too.
Miss McClinton, happy birthday to you. Another year amongst the peoples, and we love you for it. Don't even know you, but I share the love.
No, see, Jason, when we talking about when I'm going at the boule, I'm talking about the ones who they working for. The keeper, just like Charlemagne the God, open it back up. Charlemagne ain't got the pain that the people on the bottom feeling, man. He don't know they pay. He just saying open it up. Nah, who running all of this? Just like you see at the end of the day, who can take their money away? Then you see Terry Crews just got filled up, but not just happened, but it happened maybe 3-4 years ago, or maybe 5. When I do that executive out there grabbed him up, just look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly in jail. Bill Cosby went to jail, but what about Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein? You know what Oprah came out and said? I was arguing with somebody today about that. Like if we know ours, we know our sellouts. We call them out all the time.
Look at the chat. I love the chat, man. They always down to celebrate good people and tell them happy birthday, man. Y'all are superstars out here.
But Jason, you said Diddy in 2 years. Let me tell you something about the 2 years. They went and got a my God, Jason. They went and used the Mann Act that they used on what's the name? They used on Jack Johnson because it was a time we would get killed for even looking at a white woman, let alone dating them. Let's be honest. They used the Mann Act on Diddy, but they ain't use it on Hugh Hefner.
Look what Mark Hutchinson said.
Yeah.
Charlemagne, billionaire employers. Wait, where we going, man? There we go. Employers told him what to say. They asked him if he liked getting these checks, and he said, "Yes, sir."
And did.
And did. You know it.
Yeah,
Man,
that's what I'm saying.
Justin, you know, listen, Justin, we need Otis around these streets so we can continue to have a place to tell the truth. Don't be in here stressing Otis out on this Good Friday. At least pay us for it. $5 Friday,
Well,
Justin.
you
You
see
gotta
this,
pay your fee.
but see, Jason, this is what me and you gonna fall out now. You see, but Hefton didn't drug people. Now I see how you just tried to come. Them girls were still young. They were still teenagers, brother. You don't know what they was doing up there. You just saying at least he didn't. Now you see the BS. Now that you see how you just went there. Oh, he didn't do this and that. That's the same thing with the BS that happened in New York. Andrew Cuomo, he had to resign from his BS. But you know what? The people, they'd rather take him than they would take Mamdani. I ain't saying Mamdani is better, but they don't see socialism programs that they benefit from. That goes back to this statement right here. That's what I'm saying. Boy, y'all can make excuses. This rings true today, Jason. Once again, this rang true today. Then we saying, oh, he gave drugs, Jason. That's just like, and I'll give you an example. And I'll give you an example. That's just like people having parties, people smoking weed, and the female smoke weed. You see how this man then went back, oh, I can lock him up this way now. We're going to do this. Some 40 years ago, that's like anybody. That's just like with this gambling thing. You mean to tell me ain't nobody they ain't never been having gambling parties? Like the NBA, it's just whatever. This person got beat out some money and he had connections and got mad and went and told. It's just, but I get it. There's no accountability on what goes on. That's why I understand why America right now want to get rid of them history books. They want to bring that up. They don't want that. They don't want to show their true ugly side. Like I said, yeah, gambling. That's what I'm saying. That's been going on. But you know who the face of gambling? Black faces. I'm wondering why they ain't brought none of the white faces across on there. And you wondering why we doing the show and we got to talk about what's going on. I know you don't know what I'm talking about. I know you don't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's the game that's being played. But I know what you're talking about. That's the difference. You see how I know what you talking about? Because now you feel like the government going bad for y'all. It's been going bad for blacks. It's been going bad for it. I'm just telling you. Go look it up about the NBA gambling thing and go see who the face of it. But they done named the crime family, but you ain't seen none of them marched across the screen. See, well, here we go again. I mean, you might don't know this, Jason, but I'll put this up. Let's not forget the man in the White House told a 10-year-old little girl in 10 years she'll be dating him. That's sexualizing a child. Nobody has a problem with that. That's crazy. No, they don't. No, they're never going to have a problem with that. Yeah, but Jason, you steady talking. I'm just into constitutional rights and courts, and even that ain't right because in the we consider 3/5. Yeah, I know you don't watch the media. That's what I'm telling you, but that's just where they dog blacks out is in the media. That's the problem. That's what the media. You can say Trump a million times F him. I'm not mad at him. I'm glad he really showed up because he showed white people how he felt about them too. That's the only thing I can tell you. Trump was a blessing in my books, to be honest with you. And I voted for Kamala. He was a blessing. Because you know what? Them SNAP benefits came. And when we found out who really more recipients of SNAP benefits, y'all found out how we been going at it. This ain't no big thing. I'm be honest with you. It was a blessing that he came. He been showing how fraudulent the system is. Just like that January 6th. I feel like he should let all the political prisoners out. That's just like people want to listen. I ain't mad when they sick them on him. It's no different when they were sicking it on the black people. Now they've been sicking them on white people. Now it's a problem. It only became a problem. No, the 13 made you equal in the Declaration of Independence. Why they had to write an amendment? Why every 25 years they got to ratify us voting? Why they just wouldn't make it permanent? Answer that question for me. And at any moment they can change that law. Same ones who wrote it can. Hey, listen, go ask the Indians about their peace treaty.
Take it away.
Yeah.
Superiority complex. Isn't that what they say?
What's
I don't
up,
know. I don't like using big words.
Yeah, what's up, Woodrow Green in the bill? I'm just saying, Jason, you know, when you go to saying those things, it just make me, It just goes take me back. Who said women couldn't vote? You know why Hillary wasn't going to be president? Hey, listen, ain't nothing changed, Jason. They just can't come out and show it. But now we got phones.
Oh, there's people
you
keep
can
trying to
highlight
tell you they can't see what you responded to. They just know that you and Jason having a personal conversation in these next couple of minutes that we got here on
my
this
bad,
spot.
my bad.
We're
'cause
not
I'm
even doing the people a service. We just going back and turn it to a personal conversation with you and Jason.
I know.
Pay to play. You got to pay to play on this Good Friday. Not on my watch.
Nikki, I'm gonna put my quote for Friday because this is exactly what's been going on in this whole entire chat.
Facts. Go ahead. Go on, put it up.
If y'all can't tell, Anna's in the background. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta take a breath, man. You know you can. You know you just now getting to that. You know you just got out that boot. You know you're getting your health together. You slow down on the coffee.
We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. That's all I want to say on this Friday.
That's it.
Yeah, we got 6 more minutes. My bad. I put Jason stuff up here. My bad. You know, I ain't put it up here. But I mean, all that. Yeah, that's the. I'm just telling you, Jason. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
That was a great way to bring it all together. Is yes, we can agree to disagree on the interpretation of the Constitution, but my truth is my truth as a Black person in these streets. That what you reading in that black and white ain't what we experiencing in these streets. And until until like these likes and these views need to match up, until that match up.
But you see the. Oh no, Jason, I have no problem. I ain't gonna do no wrong, Jason. Well, you got to defend me in court. I don't even want to go jaywalking. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't want to put my hands in. You know what I'm saying? No, I done seen too many movies. I don't want to put my hands in. I don't believe in the court system. But you see, but you see this. But that's what I'm saying. We say he's a puppet. No, he wasn't a puppet. He was the main one playing the game. See, that's what I'm saying. We're here that he was a puppet. Bill Cosby wasn't a puppet. No, he was a dirty man. See, that's how white society want to look at the black. But when it comes to this, I'll give you another example. To give you an example, when Kobe died, they wanted to bring up what happened in Colorado. Dick Cheney died. Strom Thurmond died. They don't want to bring up, that happened back then. We got U.S. generals that said some of this racist rhetoric. You got to understand that was back in the day. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? But see, that's the stuff we got to do.
Don't you be cussing around here, okay?
But I'm just saying. But that's what. But that's what. Just facts. See, Jason, and this is what you got to understand. God gave me equality, not the Constitution. Jason don't understand. He needs to be taught. That's what we saying. When you look at the Indians, look at the deal they gave them. And this is some of the craziest stuff that I hear when they say you go tell people, go back where you came from. If we play that game, Jason, do you know where the white folks going to have to go back to? That's why I don't even like to go back and forth with, you know what I'm saying, when they talk about go back home. That's why I say go watch Gangs of New York. Go watch that movie. You see everything you need to see. What people are not telling you, that these rich people, like your billionaires, who you think working for them? Who you think they nannies is? Who you think they gardeners is? Who you think the people they hiring to work their property and land? Who you think doing this? I just want to throw that out there, Jason. I'm pretty sure the nannies are not, because back in the day it was the black ones. I'm pretty sure these immigrants are being these nannies and the ones working their yard and everything. I'm just telling you. If we go back and look at that, if we're gonna be honest, England, that's what I'm telling you. But that's what I'm saying. We shouldn't even be playing this game like that. When we go to here, that's what I'm saying. When I see these people saying they need to go back, what if the people that was the original people went to telling them to go back? But only thing we can come in with, well, you know, we had. I mean, I'm just telling you, dude. They got to figure something out. You gotta Trump. He may be your president, but he got to figure something out. I'm just telling y'all what I know. Jason, you done made me daring to go back to school. I might have to go back and pull some more stuff up. I'm just saying, everything that you saying, who want to feed the people? I'm just telling you, but I'm not going for it. Like I tell you, you can believe what you want. I know if Black Lives Matter showed up to the Capitol and rushed it, they would have mowed them down. That's one thing I know. Do I need to tell you about Move? They blew up a whole city block.
A whole city block. Didn't care who was on the block. Everybody had to go.
Blew it up because what? They wanted to teach their own kids. Pastor Gatt has been a member for 4 months. You say you want to go back. I want to go back to the days when we had open dialogue and everyone offended everyone. No one cared. Shit, when it went back then, that's when you could call a black man a nigga.
And that's when we disappeared. When we started disappearing and showing up as wind chimes. And so
anytime you say go back, it's not very helpful for black people.
We already still back, and we don't want to go any further back than where we are right now in 2025, Jason. So we decline that invite.
And this what they keep forgetting. Britain opened their jails up. They didn't send the best over here. Every last one, but I get it. Them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them is your ancestors. That's like when they get mad, certain people love Nat Turner because that was their ancestor. Nat went to war because his people got put in war. Shit, I feel like we POWs over here, Jason. And we still playing the game.
Still trying
we got to write a law. When you born, you got a God-given right. When I'm born, they got to write a law. We got to see. How you think we feel, Jason, when we name our last name and I'm Jason. That's just like a Korean man come over here. A Korean man come over. His name is Michael Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Looking weird as shit. We got our last name from the plantations. Because who owned us? Now tell me if that ain't some sick shit right there. But you got any last word, Anna? I mean, not Anna, yo. It done stressed me out.
I said this yesterday. I done stuck beside him, and this is how he treat me. Still showing who his favorite is, man. I ain't got nothing saying.
But thank you for coming in, Jason, for having that dialogue. I will have another guest on. I need you to show back up when I had this other guest on. Coming sometime next week. I need you to show back up because he's very knowledgeable of the Constitutional too. He will. What's up, Queen Anif? I will have him back on. But it's $5 Friday. All the problems, Jason, you done just went at me today. They should have been about $100.
Oh, but when I said it, ain't nobody. Come on. I was saying that, man. Got pay to play around here. You know, got his blood pressure up, Jason.
Nah, my blood pressure stay 120/85. I got to get that 85 down to about 79. Yeah, that's what mine's at. Your boy work out. Mike don't look like I'm in the best shape, but I don't look like I'm in the worst. You see what this lady said? Never heard the N-word in my parents' home. In fact, until I hired in Buick. Ain't that a shame? In Buick. But
man.
Anything you got to say, sister?
Oh, now I can say it. You sure?
Yeah,
you got a lot on your chest. I want to make sure you get all
I got it
off.
I got it off.
I bet. Now, I just want to remind the people, it's the weekend. And happy Friday. $5 Friday. It's not too late just because we offer here to replay Gang. We love you as well. And remember, this man got to get paid for all the strife he go through and all this educating he doing out here in these streets. Please remember, be a part of the solution, not the problem. Do something with yourself. Educate yourself. Watch a documentary. Do something. And as always, in these 810 streets, beat us here. Don't meet us here, right? And don't forget to like us, share, and subscribe. That's all I got to say.
And please don't send the COINTELPRO over here. We broke, and I might sell out for a few dimes. Peace.
Peace.